You're tuned in to the Bridges Hip Hop CEO Talk with Alvin Mays. And my guest today is the one and only Mr. B. Scott.
My man.
Mogul, the Mogul B. Scott.
My man.
Man, I appreciate you coming through today.
Man, this is 1,000, man. You know how long I've been waiting for this to happen?
Hey, man, listen. Hey, man, we can't never go against God plan, my brother.
Can't do that.
B. Scott, man, we in 2023, man.
I got 3 ingredients. I'm going to start this off.
Go give it to me.
Right place, right time, right money.
That's it, bro. And what happens with that?
Everything after that, man. Because you line things up, what you're supposed to be doing versus what you want to do, let me tell you, things will fall into place. Like this conversation we're having right here.
Watch how it falls into place.
God did.
Hey, listen, so welcome to CEO Talk, man. CEO Talk is just about, me meeting with individuals that, I believe and look at as individuals that have made their life, you know what I'm saying? They're the chief executive officers of their life. And so I like to just get into like different topics of, success, failures,
sure.
Roads to redemption,
True.
Whatever the case may be, man. So, one way that I start my show off, man, is I like to give my guests their flowers while we're here.
Oh, man.
I want to salute you, my brother.
Oh, appreciate it, brother.
I want to salute you, and I want you to continue to be blessed and prosperous in everything that you do, man.
I appreciate that, man, because so many times it doesn't happen what you're doing. So I appreciate it, man, because it's needed, because you're sowing it. You know it's coming back.
Oh, yeah, man.
Tenfold.
So B. Scott the Mogul. I got a whole list of discography that I can go over, but we're gonna be here for 2 days.
Yeah. I'll come back
talking about the decades of work that you have put into the game.
Right.
But man, a lot of times my guests just like to know exactly who my guest is, and so I'm gonna give you the floor, man.
All right. Well, I appreciate
who
it, man.
Who is B. Scott, man?
Man, B. Scott, man. Let me tell you who he is, man. He's a guy that innovates, he collaborates, and then most of all, man, he just gets in the right room. That's what's wrong with a lot of people. They're in the wrong room having the wrong conversation with the wrong people.
Yeah.
You feel me? I'm the guy that will do the work. Everybody else talk about it, right? 25 some years in the game, right? All these connections, all these people that I know and I don't know and wish to know have all come from that simple ingredient. Being in the right place, right time, making the right money. So basically, if you can fold it all the way back if you want to rewind it. Because right now, hip hop just turned 50, right?
Yeah, I just shared something on the Bridges Hip Hop.
Right.
Just with all the legends on the West Coast, I'm gonna keep just showing different markets of the hip hop world,
right.
And how we revolutionized.
Yeah. And when I look at that number, you're looking at hip hop being mature, right? I got in the game real early, right? I got some grades on it, right?
Okay.
So I got some grades, I got some stripes on it. So I got in this game real early in its infancy, man, and really started to say, what areas can I get into? I'm not a rapper, but I was an entertainer. You feel me? Not a so-called singer. If I could sing, it'd be over, bro. Really, it would.
Because I ain't gonna lie, now you coming here looking like a six member of New Edition.
Yeah, I used to be in my head.
Oh yeah. But you know what I call that, man? I call that a passion, like everybody that I've sat down with.
Yeah.
We all entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
And my guy 1-5 said it best. We all rare individuals.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, it's our passion and love for what we're doing that drives us every day to just be involved in it.
Yeah.
So I have this thing that I always like to ask, my guests, because the bridge is hip hop.
True.
And it's a symbol of that bridge is actually the Brooklyn Bridge, and just basically showing love to the East Coast of where hip hop originated.
True.
And
right.
derived from, and
right.
then now it's a international language that we all share with each other.
Right.
It's a question I like to ask my guests, man, when they come. Where did you find your love for hip hop?
Oh man, in the projects, brother.
In the projects.
In the projects, man. I was looking at something on YouTube the other day. Matter of fact, kind of just tapping what you're saying. I was watching a clip of 1980 something of, and back then, let me tell you, it was hood to hood, place to place. I don't care if you was on East Coast, West Coast, Midwest. The ghetto was the ghetto. You know what I'm saying? So that's always in me. That's always driven me. That's always, when I first heard hip hop, I said, man, this is something I can identify with.
Yeah.
I couldn't identify with, you know, a lot of stuff I saw outside of my 4 blocks. Grew up in Hallville, USA. Let me give a shout out to Hallville. Hallville, USA. Hallville in Indianapolis, Naptown.
Yeah.
Y'all just went there with a big tour, right?
Yeah.
Salute on the touring, man. Hey, mister. Hey, mister. Hey, mister. Book us now. Book us now. Anyway, it's something, man, that really was, really I connected with quickly because I saw what you said. It's a bridge, take you somewhere, right? Now, I'm an ex-athlete, football player. So 2 things I saw.
Whoa. Coming. Pause. Cut that. Go ahead.
2 things I saw about hip hop and football, right? Sports. It was nothing but a vehicle. It was something I can jump in to take me somewhere else. You feel me? Hip hop was something, I was a breaker, right? I was a breaker. My brother was a rapper. I was like his backup. So from that, he would get out there, man, do his rhymes, and I would come out with bam, 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 break that thing down, man, and
you was pop locking.
Oh, bro, I was killing it.
You was dragging.
I was killing it. Almost Shabadoo in the stick,
Yeah.
bro. I was killing it. And man, to make the short story short, I saw something that I could be a part of. So I connected real early. So when I came fast forward 20 years and landed in Atlanta, right? Start promoting artists, start promoting clubs, start promoting in the street, in the grind of it. Just seeing what it's becoming. Now standing back, watching 20 some years later, man, see the multimillionaires that's created, giving people miracles, giving people vehicles and change people's lives. Because that's really what it's all about,
Yeah.
right? A lot of people get in the game. And when I talk about the game, I'm talking about the game of life. You know, there's street game, there's corporate game, there's a lot of games you can get into, and a lot of people identify because it's all wrapped up in hustle.
Yeah.
Hip hop is hustle.
Yeah.
You talk about a bridge. How do you get somewhere that you don't have direction? Look at hip hop, man. It didn't have a direction. It had energy. It had an energy that spread worldwide. Right now, it's a billion dollar industry that I believe. Here's what I'm gonna land on today. We haven't tapped into it. We haven't tapped into it because 2 things are missing: technology and technology companies.
So speaking on tech, I was looking at your discography and I saw that you actually, dib and dab in a little tech. You want to tell us about that?
Oh man, Scott Technologies. Let me tell you, I was one of the innovators, the OGs, I'm gonna say, of internet here in Georgia.
Okay.
Man, again, I've been really fortunate and blessed to be in a lot of, like I said, the right rooms, the right conversations at the right time to make the right money. So it was a thing that came to Georgia. They was bringing internet to Georgia. Company I retired from at Bell South, no longer here, but I was there, man, and I got in this fast track of this new technology called the net. So fast track from that. Learned everything they did, everything how they do it, how they set it up, how it worked, how it didn't work. Now I'm doing that for myself.
Gotcha.
And now taking it to the next level with applications. If you don't have all these cameras, if you don't have every angle, baby. If you don't have an app right now in the app store, you out of business. You out of business. Forget a website. Forget a website. Reason why? Let me tell you something about a website can't do. When I open my phone, every time I open it, I see 2 things. What you see?
Pictures and apps.
Apps are brands. Somebody will never forget opening that up. How many days they hit Instagram or Facebook? So, the Bridges Hip Hop have his app on everybody's phone, direct to the consumer. See, I told you this internet game is real good because I got in real early. My biggest clients, and we'll fall back to Scott Technologies, and y'all go follow me, Scott Infotech, Instagram. My biggest client is the NFL, was the NBA and the NCAA, right? Built a lot of stuff during COVID. They needed some unconventional ways to communicate with folks, right? People wasn't coming to the arenas because it was what? COVID. Couldn't get them there. I said, what did you take the game to do? You're doing it already in the arenas to the networks. The next stop is the TV. Everyone has a screen. You have a screen. I have a screen. So, long story short, created some very valuable designs, sat down with some partners, and the rest is history, my guy.
That's
and now
good.
I'm ready to turn the same knowledge over to your audience, over to what we do here, and that's why I want to talk to you about a lot of things I see you doing here as one, a content creator, right? And then working in the digital space. It's nowhere near tapped, used up, done with.
No.
We haven't even scratched.
When you say digital space, it's like space. Space is unlimited.
Unlimited.
I mean, that means it can go as far as you take it. You know, I always tell people there is no ceiling.
Never, especially not in this digital platform, because the reason why I started Scott Technologies over 10 years ago, because here's what happens. We walk into a technology store. No one looks like us. No one looks like me. I want this flash. I want the bling. I want the swag. I want it. But no one looks like me. They all look like Bill Gates. I always say I'm a black Bill Gates, which I know, right? Bill Gates or what's the other guy with Elon Musk? Look at the Musk. I'm gonna talk about him too. Musk tapped into technology, but he was an auto man.
Yeah.
But he needed to control a narrative.
Yeah, his narrative is next generational information, AI.
That's right. It's about controlling the next conversation.
Yeah.
That's all the reason we 120. Back to what we're talking about. Why should we, as entrepreneurs, black-owned individuals, as any individuals, be in that app space? That is the next evolution of business, because likes, behavior, analytics is all behind it. And guess what? Guess what I'm gonna add to it? Hip hop version.
Dope.
You feel me?
Dope. So how would you bring it? Well, without sharing too much TMI, how would you bring the hip hop influence into your thought process?
It would be same thing like the projects I work on, and I'd like to kind of tap into the resume, because work with some pretty big names, right? We worked with Rick Ross, CITTY, that first Slip and Slide and Def Jam footprint, man, years ago, that Ross rolled the wave. Man, work with him, man. I was actually road manager and worked the management crew with CITTY, man. Shout out to CITTY, my boy, the Cookie Man, right here in the ATL, man, doing some big things, man. When Atlanta was Atlanta, people say that, but I think it's a new version, and I'm going to talk about version. It's a new version, right, of Atlanta, and this sometimes you need to upgrade. How many times you upgrade your phone? How many times have I seen you upgrade?
Man, probably every 90 days. And take all information.
Yeah, there's a thing called a update and an upgrade.
Well, I upgrade once a year. I update every probably. Well, when the new upgrades come out, you're gonna upgrade a lot in the first 6 months, because they working out the bug fixes, and then from there it'll probably be every 90 days.
That's right. So ask yourself right now, what version are you on?
Of my life?
Nothing. See, see. So I'm gonna go somewhere with your maze. I'm gonna drop you,
hey,
because this is an iPhone.
I'm on the 46th chapter.
And this is an iPhone.
Still correcting versions.
And it's okay. This is an iPhone, and this is an iPhone. The problem is that we're stuck here. And guess what? They've developed the iPhone 15 already, while we sitting here talking.
Oh, yeah.
16, 17, 18, that evolution is happening. But what happens is that we get stuck in that version. Let me tell the audience something. Boom, boom, boom. You look nothing like what you're going to be.
Absolutely. I mean, you can sit here right now and roll back the times of the artists that we once loved.
Oh, man, yeah.
25, 30 years ago. And look at those same artists today.
Yeah.
They've evolutionized. Some of them, LL Cool J can still walk in a room because he's evolutionized. Dr. Dre can still stand in the studio with any up-and-coming artist because he's evolutionized. That's right. So revolve with the time is very, very, very important. Let me ask you something. We've seen a lot of death in hip-hop. And from where hip hop came, when I fell in love with it, with the Public Enemy and the guys like that were speaking to us, because I grew up in in the welfare system, in the
Yeah, yeah,
projects,
me too.
and
Yeah, yeah.
bootstrapped myself
Right.
out of it. And most of the guys that I sit down and talk to, that's created a better life for themselves and their family, and creating this thing called generational wealth. They've too fell in love with hip hop when hip hop had a meaning. So, where do you see hip hop at right now with all of the deaths and the fake? Because I think was to get out the hood, not to be famous and still rap like I'm still in the hood. So, I always like to get that CEO talk as to, how they see the current state of hip hop compared to when we fell in love with it.
For something to live, something gotta die,
True.
right? We seen the evolution with Pac, Biggie. That's our era, right? But even those that were not even known in my local area, they died because of drugs, the game. You know what I'm saying? They everything that they were doing was to make themselves better, but it came with a price. So I think the state of hip hop, it needs us, it needs you, it needs me, because a lot of uh, I still kick it with young rappers today, man. Even my nephew, man. Shout out to Moski, man. Uh, uh, and it is drill rap, right? It's this is another version of gangster rap, like we grew up on, right? With NWA and everything that it was and still is. It's just a newer version. So the state of hip hop, man, is in a transition point. And here's what points of life always do: either you choose to stay the same or you evolve or die. We can't let hip hop die in its current state. Why? It's too much influence that it has. Real influence, market influence. You see what happened with Yeezy. The stock price fell. Forget all the other antics, right? Forget all the stuff people talk about. The damn stock price start to tumble. So what do we do now? We're direct to consumer. That's why I love technology. This podcast and what we're doing and what a lot of people do are direct to consumer. There's no filter I need to go through. Before, like you, congratulations on the distro deal,
Appreciate it.
right?
Appreciate it.
Before there were so many things you had to get distro or get artists out there, but now we're digitally, man. You're evolving, brother. And what we're doing the same thing. I've got 5 bags I talk about, right?
Yeah.
My love bag, right? My spa bag. We go down the thing. My tech bag, my reality TV. Me and my wife is on the TV on a reality series, man. So it's a lot of influence. I'm the guy. Let me tell you who I got. People say, "Who am I?" I'm the guy that learned the inside out. A lot of people learn things on the outside in. I'll get inside, learn it, right? Regurgitate it, redevelop it, play with it, and then learn a new way to get people in.
But that's how you become a chief executive officer, because the CEOs of companies understand how the companies work. So when you're the CEO of your life, you understand how your life works and what it takes for you to continue to evolve and elevate yourself. Um, so let's get into some of these topics.
Let's
So
go.
I know just in your discography, we briefly spoke on being on the road. How was it being on the road and traveling and doing the promotions in the
Man,
hip hop world? Like, what was your experience? What was some of the stories?
it was crazy. I can't even tell you all the stories right now. I'm a married man of 20
Some of the
years.
porch stories now.
And some of the porch stories, man. It was crazy, man. From when Bad Boy did Bad Boy Weekend in Atlanta to when Jack the Rapper was in Miami.
Uh-huh.
Then it came up here. See, I'm going back, and it came back up here to Atlanta. To they had a big. I forget what the what out west. It was big out there. Matter of fact, Death Row was real big at that point when I went out there. But on the road, man, you see a little bit of everything, man. You see the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In every business, you see that the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I think it's up to your appetite what you keep feeding on. You feel me? It's about energy. You know what I'm saying? I always hold good energy around me. You know what I'm saying? There's bad in everybody, but you got to control the energy around you because I'm the dude that's gonna light up the room 2 ways. Either I'm gonna light it up because I don't like what I see, or I'm gonna light it up because we really in a good space. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? People always talk about
person. What's your sign?
Man, Libra.
Okay.
Energy. You know, I'm real quick, man, to decide of how I spend my time, because that's the most expensive thing I got.
Bruh, that's the most valuable thing
That's the most expensive thing I got.
That you can't get back if somebody take it from you.
Once it's spent,
if I give it to you, that's one thing. But if you take it from me and waste my time, and I can't get it back, now I've depreciated my value.
True.
You know,
True.
And I don't like depreciating my value because I wake up every day trying to figure out how to continue to build that value.
Right.
So you said you was in a reality TV show.
Yeah. That was a highlight, man. I appreciate that experience. It was
I mean, I remember you doing that, and describe to my audience exactly what that entailed.
It was a show called The Sisterhood on TLC.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell you later why that meant so much to us, because it was about preachers. It was about preachers' lives and preachers' wives, right? It's all this, what happens in the church after the church. Ran a church for 6 years, right?
Okay.
Served the community. I always believe I was a community servant. You feel what I'm saying? No matter what the community was, I feel I'm sitting here to serve. So and it really was born out of, because we really just started feeding the homeless one day.
So you went from service and marketing promotion
to
hip hop.
Oh yeah.
To serving of the community and congregation.
Oh yeah, because what
That's what I'm talking about.
Because what got real to me, God is real, and the money is real. Now what becomes realer? See, money is nothing but amplifier.
Yeah.
If you evil by nature,
it's gonna amplify your evilness.
That's it. If you good.
It's gonna amplify that.
So me and my wife, we ran a multi-million-dollar business, man, back in, I forget, the early 2000s. Did wonderful. Again, it was bootstrap, pulled ourselves up, didn't have no insight into what we're doing.
Stories, man, because people tend to see where we are in the current state when we're successful.
They don't want to know the story.
But they don't want to know the story, man.
No, they don't want to know the failure.
Yeah.
And that's what you're looking at.
But my failures have been my attributes to my success.
Right.
Because it's taught me things that I don't want to make those same mistakes. Even I tell people, like, even when it comes to building credit, it was a matter of me failing with credit to know how important it is when you don't have it no more. When I used to could just fill out an application and get any credit card that I want, then I lost that privilege for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like, okay, now I appreciate the value of that. You know, so or being able to walk on a car lot and get a car, and then to the point where I'm getting denied, and it's like I don't understand that.
Right.
That failure, tends to bring forth your success. So tell some of my listeners, like, what are some of the failures that you've had?
Oh man. How much time we got? How much time?
No, we got time.
I see you.
We got time. I got a format, like I told you, man. This is it's to get this out of you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's let me tell you what failure is. You're looking at failure. And if I can make failure look this good, you won't mind trying.
Hey man, I make it look good.
Real good. See, people get mad because you're looking at failure. Failure is those things that you tried and it didn't work, or you tried and you fell on your face, and you tried and your team wasn't with you like you thought they was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the worst thing, and this is a failure story. You don't want to find out who cannot fight in the middle of a fight.
No.
Nigga, we show up and you ain't got no fight game.
Man, I always tell everybody.
Nigga, I thought you could.
Listen, Beach Guy. I always tell everybody, I'm that Negro that you want to be in the alley with. All the ones that you think you want to be in the alley with, no, I'm the Negro that you want to be in the alley with.
Right.
Because we come out that thing alive.
Right.
If it ain't no guns, and we finna have to throw these.
Oh yeah.
I promise you.
I'm him.
Oh yeah,
I'm him. I might walk out with a belt.
What you might think, I'm the one you want to be in the alley with, because it's going down.
He's gonna walk out with a belt.
Oh yeah.
So let's talk about some failures, man. We were the breakout star on the reality TV show called The Sisterhood. We had 8 episodes. It was on TLC network. A million viewers.
Dope network.
Real network. real, and we were produced. Let me tell you, the production house was, again, I love watching everything from the scenes. I'm normally behind the scenes, right? Never in front of it, because I see talent, want to develop talent. That's why I did A&R, right? I love seeing talent in its rawness and getting it to where it needs to be.
And if y'all don't know what A&R means, it means artist representation, and understanding what development phase of an artist representation is. Okay.
Appreciate it, brother. Well, anyway, and we had 1 million viewers, and when we broke the internet, and two things happened. The same company that produced The Housewives produced our show.
Okay.
Right? Housewives been on 13, 14 seasons, and we were on one. We got one season. Not mad, but understand the politics behind that, right? Because two things came from that. One, that 1 million people know my story. They know my failures, from being not the best husband, not the best father, not the best entrepreneur, right? Not handling finances correctly, not handling relationships correctly. But now I can stand back and say, hey, I'm not ashamed of any of that failure. Let's talk about it. Because here's what people do with failure. They use it as an excuse.
Yeah. Excuses and blaming is a mental behavior.
And I ain't got time for excuses, because I done had them all. You can tell me, no father in the house, single mother. I mean, you can go all down things. You can go down things. And when people get from me with all these excuses, man, I'll be like, make it.
Man, you have to acknowledge the responsibility of self, and blaming somebody else for your failure that's a disease.
But it's hard though. I get it, and that's the empathy. It's a disease.
I call it a demotivational addiction. Because so many people start using the same excuse as to why they're not successful, till they start believing that that's why they're not successful.
Yeah.
Because they're blaming everybody for not being successful.
Right. And that's truth behind that, because once you move the ownership outside yourself, you can say it's a white man, it's the black man, it's crab in the bucket.
You just start blaming everybody.
It's the crab in the bucket. It's the weatherman because it rained yesterday. I couldn't make no money.
Yeah, it becomes the cancer, man. You just start blaming. I woke up this morning as an entrepreneur. I told my wife, I said, I'm going to take my grandbaby to school this morning. That means, because we just got a crib out in Kennesaw.
Right.
He goes to school downtown, and he stayed with us.
Right.
And so that's a 35-minute drive from Kennesaw to downtown Atlanta.
Yep.
But I told my wife, I said, I'm going to wake up and take my grandson to school in the morning, number one, because it's a mental exercise.
Yeah.
And number two is discipline, because I know I can't allow him to be late for his education. So I woke up at 5 o'clock this morning, had my hip-hop music playing.
Right.
Took a shower, ironed some clothes, had my grandbaby sitting at the table eating breakfast. Like, that's why you ready to go home. He's tired.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want him out
there.
Yeah,
the CEO run.
Yeah, CEO run. But, sometimes it's good for me to just transition and make myself feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because that uncomfortability, I came here today, and I was just so productive.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I dropped him off, I was in the office by 8, and I've been working all day. So my day has been really, really productive today.
For sure.
So like I said, blaming becomes a disease, man, and it becomes the reason that people don't get to the next level. And I mean, I think you described it. Always describe mine as the 3 Ds, which you probably heard before. Which one of them is determination, dedication, and what's the other one, man? It's 3 Ds. Hold on. Determination, dedication, and a desire.
Oh, there you go.
And if you don't have those 3, you won't get to the next level.
You're gonna run out of gas.
Yeah. And the desire, my desire to not be in the state that I grew up in, pass that inheritance of wealth to
that's your why.
Kids and my
that's your why.
That
runs you every. That's your why.
That's my energizer.
Yeah, that's the why. And somehow we got to tap into our whys, because if you lose that why, and I don't care. I hustle, work like I'm broke every day.
Oh yeah, I stay broke. I'm the cheapest man walking.
You don't understand, people. Oh, you got it, or they think you arrived. Let me tell you something.
Just because I got it don't mean it's for you.
They think here's what they think. They think you've arrived because you have certain things. I'm nowhere near my potential. I'm tapped into it. I'm working in it, but am I at my best? No, bruh. I believe you really don't figure out and I've seen this. You really don't figure out between that 45 and 50 something what you locked in to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You kind of have a clue, right? 20s you supposed to just be stupid, right? Go through that, be stupid. 30s, I'm trying to figure it out. 40s, by the time you get 50, 40, late 40, all right, you starting to see that this guy get it, right? You can meet with somebody in 10 minutes. Like you said, he's wasting my time. You can meet with somebody and be like, this is the cat I've been waiting to talk to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because, you go through life and you ask yourself, what can I do better? That's my why every day. Not saying I'm perfect. Not saying anything's perfect. I like to tap into my marriage, right? Me and my wife got a marriage podcast called A Love Lesson, right? Because two things about love. Either you in love, getting out of love, or you're saying forget love.
Say it one more time.
There's another word I want to say. You're in love, you out of love, and you're saying fuck love. Forget love. Just forget it, because I'd rather be single, right? That's the three phases of love, right? Either you in it, you working on it.
That's what I told my wife. Like, I'm in love right now, but I'll never, and this is an absolute. And I normally don't put absolutes in my verbiage.
Right.
But I'm never getting married again.
That's it. If this don't work out, I told my wife, we just celebrated 20 years, man. 20 years.
We 23.
23.
23.
Grown folks.
Since 99. Since 99.
99.
This year.
99. And they tapped into that on the reality show, was that we were having troubles when they came start taping. We was in the midst of it. Right? We was in the midst of it's a divorce, it's a separation. What is this? You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff was collapsing around us. So when things start to collapse, you look at the person that's there. It's like, are you the problem? You the problem? And then when you start looking at each other and you say, you know what? We both got shit to work on.
Yeah. Yeah. When you can openly admit that neither one of us is perfect. Neither one of us has, you know what I'm saying, had the perfect, engagement. Then now you can understand and accept each other's flaws, and then you can make adjustments from there.
Right.
So I always like to just get into to this right here. The current state of hip hop.
Yeah.
And what do you see hip hop evolving to? Because when I say the bridge is hip hop, I go back to like some of the stories, like what you was talking about, like how it's evolved and how it's evolutionized.
Yeah, yeah.
And now that it's a worldwide brand, so when we talk about the bridge is hip hop on CEO Talk, I like to get my guests to look at and share, especially the CEOs, where artists, upcoming artists can look at new age of technology, merchandising, direct to consumer. Like it's so much stuff that I see out there on the internet that's so much more effective than when you and I started decades ago in the music industry. Where can the bridge happen now for artists that's watching our interview? From a CEO
standpoint, and we got to look at this 50 years now, looking at this. They built an industry on top of an industry.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
They built the record label situation. They built distribution. They built networks and TVs and managers, because none of us knew what a manager was, right? No podcast. They built all of that to control the narrative. What's hot, what's not, what's in, what's out. So you're asking where is hip hop at now? We own it. We own it. We can't give up any more rights. Let me say that word.
Yeah.
We can't give up any more rights to what we own. Historically, right now, a lot of, you see this even in the guys we've worked with and we've talked to, and we're like, man, how did you give up the rights to that song, or how did you give? I ain't know what I was signing.
And not understanding that, your copyrights live a century after your death. I think
perpetuity. The word is called perpetuity.
75 years or something after your death. Look how much inheritance of wealth that is for your family. I just helped a company in Florida do their PRO, all their rights and publishing administration, and I'm consulting them and, setting up their label and understanding, how to go claim all of their publishing, royalties, copyrights, and all of the revenue stream for any artists that they sign and products that they put out. And it's just so many people that want to be in this game, and then it's like, you end up talking to people that you're trying to help, and you're trying to get them to understand how important that side of the industry is. So yeah, man, I do agree, man, that we are in it now, and we have to look at where technology is and how, like you, me and you can literally go in my studio right now, make a song. I got digital distribution, and I can have it out to the world in 48 hours.
We can be quadruple millionaires in the morning.
They have no idea how crazy that was to get distribution at one point.
Right.
To be able to upload music and go out to the world.
Yeah.
Just like this podcast.
Yeah.
We upload on our YouTube channel with over 1,000 subscribers, and we out to the world. And eventually we're shooting our episodes, and eventually we're going to catch on. People gonna see what we got going on.
Well, brother, it's just like if you see
the concept, man.
It's the vision you have.
Dedication,
it's
desire,
that's
and
it. That's it. It's the hunger of getting information out to a consumer base. Let's break this down business wise, right? Getting this information out to a consumer base. The faster you can get it. Here's the definition of wealth. Make as much money in the shortest amount of time with the smallest amount of effort. That's wealth.
Return.
That's wealth. That's wealth. You know, people look for a number. How do I do this? I want you to make as much money in the shortest amount of time as possible. Technology is the way.
That's it, bro.
Technology is the way. I don't care if it's dancing, singing, content. It's now your cash.
And I just signed an artist. First artist I've worked with over 3 years, and my conversation with him every day that we talk is content, create content. You see artists with $1 million budgets, they have to do it every day.
Every day.
Go on Lizzo page.
Every day.
She's got a TikTok song that she's doing. She's doing whatever she can to keep herself in the media.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And guess what? Good or bad, media is media.
Media is media, man.
Good or bad, media is media.
How we spin it, you know what I'm saying?
It's
us, but it's media.
Good or bad, it's media. I think in the ways that we see things now is that we.
Top of that.
Will sit on top?
No. I'm saying sit it on on top of that paper. Help you out with your technology.
Yeah. Go on slide.
You want to see yourself.
There you go.
There you go.
Bam.
That's
gotta see it.
That's when you know you're a CEO.
You gotta see it. There you go. Help out.
We're gonna call him the CES, Chief Executive Self.
Hey, if I don't believe in me.
Hey man, you know what AMS motto is, right? Believe in yourself first.
Who's gonna buy into what I don't believe in?
Hey man, listen.
Who the hell gonna buy?
Listen.
Who's gonna buy my books? Who's gonna come to my seminars? Who's gonna join my tech company because I'm the best? All your artists. I want to link up because there's a lot of money that we leaving on the table because we just don't know the right conversations.
Yeah, I agree.
So if I don't believe in me, I don't need you. How can I sell you on me if I haven't sold myself to myself?
Yeah, you gotta sell yourself to yourself.
Did y'all get that? Cameraman, you get that? If I didn't sell myself to me every day, I'm gonna do no good in the world market.
How much value do you put on yourself?
Me?
Yeah. I love asking the CEO this question. Look at him, put the glasses on.
You can't put a price on it.
That's it.
Because they haven't created enough yet.
I don't know if you saw that study. It was at a major university. They did a study, and the study was to evaluate value of artificial intelligence versus the human.
Yeah. Machine learning.
Machine learning.
Machine learning. That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Human learning. And they came up with this crazy figure, but it was in the billions of dollars of what the brain is actually worth. Yeah. Because we can soak up a lot. Do we soak up a lot? No, but we can.
You know, they always say people only using what? How much of their brain? 10%.
10%.
10%.
10%.
10%.
I'm trying to use 15, 20. I'm trying to be.
Man, I'm trying to tap every day about 30 to 40 every day.
Well, listen.
Let me tell you what people.
I think that's rare individuals.
Rare.
That's rare individuals.
Rare, but you're gonna be tired.
Yeah, you're gonna be tired.
When you go down, you're gonna be wiped out. You're gonna need some self-love time. right? So we're gonna tap into self-love in a
using
minute.
that much brain.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you're gonna. It's not a physical tide. It's a mental tide.
That's right.
You're just wearing yourself out.
That's
because
right.
You're trying to capitalize on that thought process
That's
to
right.
the best of your ability.
Yeah. I think when you think about self-care, and that's why me and my wife, we have a spa. You know, we have a med spa.
I was just gonna ask you about your spa.
Yeah.
Before we wrap up.
Oh, we're gonna wrap up.
No.
Yeah,
I want to know about your spa. I saw you. I got some real bad pain. You know.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro. High value people like yourself.
Yeah.
You need to invest back into yourself.
Okay.
All right. And it's TLC plug. TLC Med Spa. Y'all see us TLCButterflyEffect.com. TLC Butterfly.
They got the cream,
man,
the hot oil,
everything.
The hot rock.
And let me tell you, the hot rock.
That's what a CEO is, baby.
Yeah, we all
That's
in
boss
it.
talk.
We all in it because the reason why. Here's another reason. We've been doing it for 10 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
10 years we've been in the spa industry. We've just now launched several new lines of business. We're now doing recovery homes in Miami.
Okay.
We're doing
That's
recovery
when people go
homes.
down and get the BBLs and all that stuff. My
Right.
daughter was interested in doing something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. We have a class.
Okay.
Soon the glasses come off, we're getting serious.
Yeah. That's because you're about to charge my daughter for something.
We have a class. We have a class that's online. This is what blew up in COVID. See, you got to learn how to pivot, man. You got to learn how to move. When people,
man, I pivoted, man. I started working. Go ahead, finish.
Yeah,
I gotta tell you what I did during COVID.
when things shut down, you got to think of a different way. The CEO, let me get a CEO. A CEO does not get paid for what he does. A CEO gets paid for how he thinks.
That's it. Say it again.
A CEO, let me go a little closer. A CEO, take on myself. A CEO does not get paid for what he does. He gets paid for how he thinks and how much he can think and how much he can put on the team, because guess what? After he thinks it, someone has to execute it. Yeah. That means you got to have the right team.
Yeah. You got to be a good delegator.
You got to be a good and you got to be a good leader.
Yeah.
Everything I've done in every business we've had, from tutoring to running the community centers to technology, I'm going to do it, then I'm going to show you how to do it. Because you can't pass something by me that you can't say, well, you can do it, I can do it.
Listen, when COVID hit, I saw the rise of home studios and artists, content creation.
Right.
So I created this digital platform, and I studied all of the playlists, curators, and created this whole little segment of content creators, playlists for Spotify, Apple, Amazon. And man, listen, I started making $2,000 per client.
Come on, man.
Sitting at the house.
Come on, man.
And we was running digital curations. And actually, I enjoyed it. But that was my downtime.
Yeah.
It was a lot of work because
Yeah.
you're gathering all this information and these leads, and then you got a client, and then you're pushing artists during COVID.
Right.
You know, and that was pretty unique for me to be able to create that.
You tapped into a couple of things you talked about. The marriage thing. I mean, marriage is wrapped up in three things: marriage, money, and sex. Marriage, money, and sex.
MMS.
Marriage, money, and sex. We need to understand that here's I'm gonna say people or culture, whatever word you want to use, is you can't have a successful business with no money.
You can't.
Your marriage is a business. How two broke people gonna put something together and think they're gonna get a return off of something they haven't invested in. Now the reason me and my wife, Dominique Scott, shout out to it's my boo thing, 20 years in the game. We 20 years marriage veterans. That's why I call ourselves veterans, right? You know, we've been 20 years married.
2 decades in, bro.
2 decades in, man. 5 kids later, blended
Some
family.
Not even living to see 23 years.
Yeah, blended family, man. It's and it goes into a lot of things of the reason why she's successful is because I'm successful. So we're successful. That's what a Love Lesson podcast is all about. What lesson did we learn, right? What can we share with other individuals? Because she's got her own bag. I've got a bag. Then there's a we bag. Then there's a legacy bag. Then there's a bag for the kids. So you see why
y'all got a I, me, us, theirs, them, and
it's called diversity.
Yeah.
What CEO
And others bag.
And others. What CEO only has one form of income?
Man, I don't know. I don't know one, because I know my multitude is huge. My platform's huge, and I'm diversified, and I do have my focuses. I do have my things that create what I call the anchor and the core. But you know, it's all the variables around the anchors and cores that keep that solid foundation of wealth, you know, where it needs to be in order for me to continue. You know.
But, 23 marriages, let me tell you, it's made me a better entrepreneur, a better man, a better leader, a better father. Marriage, people people want to take lightly. And guess what? Some people are not the marrying type. You need to get to that, right? You need a new side piece every other day, every other week. Bruh, that ain't for you. You know what I'm saying? Sis, that ain't for you.
Yeah, marriage ain't for you.
But it ain't for everybody. And we should stop forcing people. It may be good for me and my wife, right? She has a dynasty. She's a 6-figure master trainer, man. She's put over, let me tell you, man, I'm relating to my wife a little bit. She's put over 50 young ladies into the spa game. 50. Huge. All across America. All across states of New York, Tennessee.
Now that's a chief executive officer.
Yeah.
That's not a selfish person.
No, she runs the business. And guess what? Information is information. But it's going to cost you something.
Oh, yeah.
So we have a class online. If y'all go to the academy, you can sign up.
That's one thing about a CEO, baby. We never stop hustling, man.
You can't.
Well,
you can't,
if there's anything that you can give my listeners, man, and encouragement, because we are at the top of the year and we're doing this interview, if you can get them any type of encouragement as to the insight of who you are and what they should be expecting from themselves, do it now, man.
Again, I want to thank you, my brother.
Appreciate you, bro.
We came together a long time ago.
Yep.
I think it was AC3.
Yep.
See, look, I got AC3 and Eric Sherman was there.
Yep.
Right. I see. Relationship outlasts money.
All the time. Man.
You can write a contract with somebody. When there's a real relationship, I can tap into when we did X, Y, Z.
We got a contract from this social media relationship, bro. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that you've always stayed solid and moving, and I've always stayed solid and moving, and I had a platform, and I mean, I welcomed you to come and, you know, be a part of.
Oh, this ain't it. Cause I got some stuff for you.
We gonna
this ain't it.
Back, man.
This ain't it. But I want to leave the listeners with this: relationship over the quick dollar. I want you to really focus and hone in on this year that you're going to focus and choose relationships wisely. Marriage, business, financial, like you said, credit. Get in a relationship with your credit. Check your credit. What's your credit score?
Shit, I check mine every day.
Every day.
When I wake up, man.
I'm checking
like
it.
Brushing my teeth.
I'm checking it.
Nobody better not be ding mine shit while I was asleep.
Hello?
And I understand how important it is.
Very important, because it's very important. So the other thing is just leaning into don't be afraid to get in partnership with somebody.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid that, here's me and my wife, we always say, I'd rather have 50% of something than 100% of nothing.
Oh, yeah.
People hold on to
this. Oh, my God. Listen, man. That's all. I'm going to share something with you I'll post today, man. And we're gonna get this thing a wrap, because me and you can go on and on and on, man, right? So it says, let me see what I said here. I said, one of the best chapters in my life was meeting the friends I have now, which means evolution.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to accept new inheritance. Don't miss that boat of life that God put in front of you, and then you out there drowning, and God says, I sent you a boat 3 times. You didn't get on it. Don't miss those boats of opportunity, man. Man, I want to thank you, man, for coming on to my podcast, man, and giving out some nice jewels. Y'all follow my guy B Scott. Give me social media, man.
Yeah, it's all platforms at the Mogul B Scott.
The Mogul.
At the Mogul B Scott.
Can't claim Mogul unless you're trying to be one.
Right, and I'll tell people Mogul is not something that you claim, it's something that you are.
That's it, baby.
And you'll see it by the lifestyle. So thank y'all again. 500,000 K is what we representing. I appreciate you, brother. Y'all just stay connected here, Bridges Hip Hop. We're gonna do some big things, bring a lot of things to your audience, man. I appreciate you. We're gonna leverage a lot of things now. We're gonna move into some leveraging. So I want to thank you for opening up your platform, man, because again, it's rare. It's some rare air in here, and I appreciate you giving me your time.
Carbon 15, you heard it, rare individuals. Bridges Hip Hop CEO Talk with Alvin Mays, man. B. Scott.
We out, baby.